It's hard to look at this Jets team and think that it could get any worse, or that this season could get any worse. Well, now it seems like we could be losing Le'Veon Bell. Jets, 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 Jets! Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Guys, I still have plenty of those Just End the Suffering t-shirts. And after this story, you may feel like you want one. Le'Veon Bell apparently no longer wants to play for the New York Jets, or at least that's what a lot of fans are kind of piecing together using some of the social media, breadcrumbs that we're kind of following. Apparently, he declined interviews with reporters after the game, this Week 5 loss against Arizona, and rightfully so. I think he's frustrated. I think we have not been using him properly, and you can see that he, sort of feels the same way. He liked a bunch of tweets, including one from fellow Jets YouTuber, Jets Media, good stuff, about how he was misused. One target today for one catch for 7 yards. That's not how you should be using the top running back wide receiver threat in NFL history, one of the best, right up there with Marshall Faulk. And we can't figure out a way to use him. I can't blame this guy for not wanting to be here if that's really what he wants. It feels like he's probably not going to be here long term anyway. We have him under contract for another 2 years after this season, but the guaranteed money's done after this year. And since Joe Douglas did not sign him to that contract and Adam Gase rumoredly did not want him from the very beginning, I don't see him being on this roster beyond this year anyway. Now, that begs the question, could there be a potential trade situation? Now, I'll make a video in the near future about some of the trade deadline targets that I think the Jets could have on their roster. But Le'Veon Bell's an interesting one because he's a very big name, and a lot of people from the outside looking in kind of feel bad for the players on this team. When you look at Robbie Anderson and how he was used over the last few years as a New York Jet, and then you look at him in Carolina, shows that he's, accelerated or a better player than, people may have given him credit for. Le'Veon Bell, we know, was fantastic, sat out a year, and then has had 2 terrible seasons with the New York Jets. So there could be a thought that someone could revitalize Bell's career, especially a team that's in a playoff sort of situation. So when I'm looking at this, if you trade Bell at the deadline, the team that's taking on that contract is basically taking on a 1-year, $7 million deal, because the chances of them keeping him on the current contract, it's going to be like $13 or $14 million a year next year, and I don't see a lot of teams doing that. So it's going to be a playoff caliber team. So some of the teams that I'm sort of thinking about, the Colts, the 49ers, the Chiefs maybe, teams that, even Baltimore, teams that kind of might need a little extra juice going into the playoffs, someone that maybe they're not a running back away, but maybe they just want some fresh legs. I could see Le'Veon Bell being an attractive option for some teams. Now, compensation-wise, I don't think the Jets are going to get very much for this. 4th-round pick, maybe. If I could get a 3rd-round pick for Le'Veon Bell, if that meant eating some of his contract, I think that's probably more important for the Jets. Heck, I would eat the entire contract for a 3rd-round pick at this point. We're just not using him the right way. I don't understand it. It makes no sense how the Johnsons could really consider backing Gase any longer with just how they're running this team. Now, maybe your only saving grace is, hey, we want that number 1 overall pick, but man, you are destroying any type of credibility or camaraderie maybe that you have on this team. It just feels like there is no enthusiasm across the board from the fan base or from the team in general. Guys, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this situation down below in the comments. And as always, go Jets.